hello and welcome from this special segment of the Sigma Center Europe Media Zone. I am Ginevra Infascelli, and today I have the pleasure of speaking with Jessica Maier, which is the co-founder and director of EGARA. How are you, Jessica?
Very well, thank you.
Thank you very much for having us today. So, as gambling companies scale internationally, how can they ensure consistency in risk management and compliance across fragmented regulatory environments?
So basically what you'll be looking for is structured flexibility. What do I mean by that? Whenever a company enters a new market, they should be looking at what do we already have. And they should be very clear about that. Because more likely than not, there will be common elements in a new regulation that if a risk-based approach, which really is about seeking opportunities and finding, what is there and using that to the maximum advantage, so things can be repurposed. Example, anti-money laundering. There are general principles across Europe that apply everywhere. So these general principles will be there, and then there will only be some market specifics. So having that structure in place to then be flexible for the local markets, that is the key, I think, for sort of a sustainable, scalable.
So be very sure of what's already there and then flexibility.
Yes, exactly.
It's a really interesting insight. So how can C-level executives in the gaming sector better align regulatory compliance with commercial strategy, especially in very high growth or high risk environments?
So that's very much at the heart of what we do at EGARA. So we always try to see that commercial angle because we believe that compliance only really works that way. Often, the commercial teams will be, I'm not sure if I want to speak to compliance. They'll say no anyway. Then obviously you already have a cultural problem. But even more so, that reputation, it doesn't come from nowhere. There is a strong culture within the compliance community that, we avoid risk by saying no. But it should be exactly the other way around. We should all be looking for opportunities, including the compliance department, because we all want to grow and sustainably grow. But for that to happen, compliance needs to have the trust and needs to be involved very early in the process. Because going back to your earlier question, that structure can only really be sensibly built if compliance is part of the strategic planning process. So that's really key.
So now shifting to another topic, with the increasing integration of artificial intelligence and also data analytics and real-time monitoring tools, how is the role, again, of compliance evolving due to this, change in the structure of the gaming businesses?
I think in a very, very exciting and helpful way.
Okay.
Because what it will allow is taking away a lot of the admin, a lot of the repetitive work, a lot of the data analysis work that takes up a lot of time in a compliance team at the moment. So that being possible to be done by AI opens up people to actually think about compliance in the strategic ways that we've already spoken about. So that, gains time back in a way. And also it allows compliance to become predictive rather than having to react to things. So these are, I think, the two most exciting parts about AI. The challenge will be the data quality that the teams have to work with. This will be we see this a lot in our work as well. This is always a challenge because you need good data to get good results out of it. And the other is regulators will expect that teams know and companies know what is done by the AI and how it thinks, and then how this is supervised and monitored by a human, because accountability will still go home with an individual.
Of course.
We're not at the stage that we'll trust the machine to an extent that the machine will be accountable. And that's good, right? So, but this will be absolutely key in the years to come.
Yeah, it's like an adaptation that we...
Yes, exactly.
What major regulatory or market shifts do you foresee shaping the future of global gambling industry in the next 5 to 10 years? And how should operators prepare to stay competitive and compliant, of course?
Yeah, I think we'll see a lot more consolidation because I do expect regulations to tighten further. We are seeing the impact that some of the restrictions that have been placed into regulations that are not supportive of a player-led and self-controlled, say, responsible gambling approach, for example, that they have backfired in a way by actually helping the black market grow. And we are seeing a very big shift that the black markets are growing because of well-intentioned regulation, which isn't quite working. I do think, though, as more and more jurisdictions go down that route of tighter rules and more restrictive rules, that others will follow before there'll be a realization of these big black market numbers. And to be able to actually finance the work and level of compliance that will be needed in these markets, that will be most likely possible for bigger operators. So that's why I think consolidation will be a big thing. Convergence as well. We'll see more of a mix between gambling, entertainment, gaming, also fintech to some extent. I think we will see a lot more mixed models. And I think in terms of the future of regulation and how to stay compliant, I think we can already see the signs. We can see markets and they will be acting as examples for other jurisdictions. It's important to know them and to prepare for them in that way. Again, and this actually leads very nicely back to your first question and what I said about the structured flexibility. There will be an advantage in knowing what you can use, what you have, and also knowing the common elements in regulations.
Clear. Thank you so much, Jessica, for being with us today and for sharing your insights with us. So this was Ginevra Infascelli reporting from Sigma Central Europe Media Zone. Stay tuned for more.